Now on CoastTV News.
We're looking at a calm, clear, and cold Monday morning for Delmarva, but we're watching a developing storm to our west that promises heavy rain and potentially damaging winds. I'll have the impacts and timing on Futurecast coming up next.
Rehoboth recommendations for parking. The proposal's being reviewed this week to deal with an issue that comes to a head each summer.
Bucks for beach nourishment, the concern over the cost to keep Delaware's beaches intact after damage from big storms.
Eagles embarrassed, the weak effort and a Week 18 loss and what it means for the playoffs.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Paige Marley. It is Monday, January 8th, 2024.
Yeah, busy morning for Bob. He is tracking some nasty weather. We're going to have more on that later, but today, for now, we get to talk about what's shaping up to be a pretty nice day for January, at least.
Yeah, not bad. We should really enjoy it today, though, like you said. Enjoy today. If you had any outdoor plans tomorrow, maybe even Wednesday, they're probably not happening. Is that safe to say, Bob, as we bring in Bob right now? Tomorrow, Wednesday, looking kind of nasty.
Yeah, I think we're in good shape. Calm weather today into, say, midday tomorrow. Then after that, all bets are off with increasing rain and then it really goes downhill. So we'll have more on that coming up. But right now, it's just clear and cold, or mainly clear. 36 Georgetown, Lewis 37, 38 in Bethany Beach. And we do have a bit of a northwest breeze around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So the feels like the temperature and the wind combined, and what it feels like on your exposed skin is lower 30s, even 31. Indian River Inlet. So make sure you bundle up. We're looking at mostly clear skies right now with high pressure in place. That lasts for one more day before this big behemoth of a storm now developing to our west brings rain and wind to Delmarva tomorrow. But it's upper 30s to mid 40s by noon for the region, and mid 40s should do it for highs as we go into the afternoon. Then this evening, cooling off pretty quickly into the 30s. As far as your frost forecast, I don't think you're scraping too much this morning. We have temperatures above freezing, and we have a bit of a breeze. So I'll say no frost, but maybe some of those protected areas, a quick scrape. I'll have more on the storm coming up in just a few minutes.
Well, happening today in Rehoboth Beach, a discussion on a possible agreement with U.S. Wind. According to the agenda there, the city could sign onto a community benefits agreement with U.S. Wind Incorporated, which would be through a stream of annual payments over 20 years. It could be worth $2 million. Now, it was last month in Delaware that Governor John Carney announced the beginning of negotiations with U.S. Wind. This was regarding two of its projects, Wind and Momentum Wind. Both projects would need to use Delaware's shore to connect to the power grid.
Happening next in Rehoboth Beach, some potential parking changes will be the topic of discussion beginning tomorrow. On Tuesday, the city will be discussing parking recommendations that were presented by the Rossi Group back in December. Some of those include the installation of yield to pedestrian signs on Rehoboth Avenue and walk your bike markings on the sidewalks.
Staying in Rehoboth Beach, and with a new round of storms about to hit us, well, there could be the need for another round of beach replenishment. And later this week, city officials will discuss a DENREC study on the economic benefits of beach nourishment and also the search for new ways to pay for the project. The organization says it is needed due to the rising costs and the increased demand for beach nourishment. According to DENREC, there will also be a public meeting on this on January 18th.
Today, the City of Lewis taking steps to improve its environment. The Environment Subcommittee will meet at 1 p.m. And on the table are environmental regulations, including wetland buffers. Those are aimed at keeping construction away from marshes and rivers. And dark sky regulations. This aims to reduce light pollution. Again, that meeting is today at 1 p.m.
Officials in Fenwick Island tackling environmental issues with several updates. According to the committee's agenda, there will be an update on offshore wind, as well as an update on the pollinator garden. The committee will also talk about Earth Day planning. And again, this is scheduled for Wednesday at 9 a.m. at Town Hall.
Also in Fenwick Island, the town discussing what it calls residential concerns. So according to their agenda, there will be a discussion on state parks, as well as dark skies initiatives, just like we mentioned in Lewis, those lower light pollution. This meeting set for today at 10 a.m. at Town Hall. Georgetown
getting closer to deciding how it allows marijuana in town limits. This comes as many coastal communities have already banned the drug. The Planning Commission will focus on 3 big ordinances. Places where marijuana can be sold or tested will be considered in specific commercial and industrial districts. An ordinance would limit the number of marijuana dispensaries to 2. It will also limit marijuana cultivation centers testing centers and manufacturing centers to one each. A public hearing is set for January 17th.
Some potential changes to Delaware legislature this week as the 152nd General Assembly reconvenes for its second session tomorrow. Here are some of the big bills that are according to their agenda. One is making it easier for teachers to work in different states if they already have a license in another state. Another is a proposal where teachers who earned graduate degrees before they started teaching will be paid more no matter what their degree is in. Another bill would allow bars and restaurants to start selling alcohol an hour earlier. This would be again at 8 a.m. And another proposes establishing the Delaware Aquaculture Task Force.
Well, this morning, the Eagles will begin preparations for a wild card playoff date next Monday in Tampa Bay. On Sunday, the Birds' collapse this season continued. It was an embarrassing 27-10 loss to the lowly Giants. It was their fifth loss in their last 6 games, and it handed the NFC East Division title to the Cowboys. Now, well, more on the Giants game, and also a look at the playoff matchup with the Buccaneers later on CoastTV News Today.
Last night, Hollywood stepped out for the 81st Annual Golden Globe Awards. Comedian Joe Coy hosted the awards for the first time, but a surprising night for Barbie, and there's Barbie herself, that was nominated for 9 awards. But the hit movie only took home 2 of those 9 nominations. We'll have even more on this later on CoastTV News Today.
Taking you live this morning to Washington, D.C., and after a few trips around the country today, President Biden will make his way back to the nation's capital sometime after midnight heading into Tuesday morning.
And later this morning, Biden's scheduled to leave the Wilmington area for a campaign speech in Charleston, South Carolina. He gave a speech Friday in Valley Forge, Pennsylvania, in which he attempted to further that narrative of Donald Trump's role in the January 6th riot. And
with the first contest of the 2024 presidential race just a week away, eyes are on Iowa. Republican candidates are descending on the caucus state. They're trying to close in on the frontrunner, former President Donald Trump.
NBC's Drew Petrimo shows us how GOP candidates are making their play to voters and what Biden is focusing on ahead of his own campaign for re-election.
Fire those civil servants because of civil.
Countdown to the caucuses in Iowa. Republican candidates crisscrossing the state, making their pitch to voters.
We're in this to revive who we are as a country.
But make no mistake, we've got a mission, and we've got to complete this mission.
The candidates chasing Donald Trump, far and away the frontrunner in polls, trying to steer voters away from the embattled former president who remains popular within the Republican Party.
I think President Trump was the right president at the right time. I agree with a lot of his policies. But rightly or wrongly, chaos follows him.
It's going to be really a tremendous victory in Iowa.
Mr. Trump also on the campaign trail in Iowa over the weekend, calling for the release of January 6 prisoners, labeling them hostages, and downplaying the day's deadly events.
They indicted me because I fought against a corrupt election. I got indicted.
President Biden heading to Charleston, South Carolina today to speak at the Mother Emanuel Church, where 9 black worshipers were gunned down by a white supremacist in 2015. It's part of Biden's push to highlight threats from the far right and continuing to focus on Trump's actions after the 2020 election.
It was among the worst derelictions of duty by a president in American history. An attempt to overturn a free and fair election by force and violence.
The battle lines being drawn as voters prepare to weigh in for the first time of the 2024 election. In Washington, Drew Petrimo, NBC News.
Trump is expected to be in court in D.C. tomorrow. His lawyers are set to refute Democrat prosecutors' claims that he tried to illegally overturn the 2020 election.
All right, well, we are just getting started in this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Coming up, History on the Market will tell you about this historic building in Lewis and why it is on the market in the first place.
Also, Route 50 repairs. We're telling you about the work being done that's shutting down two-way traffic for over a month.
And Bay Health mask mandate, the reason for the return of the mask for all campuses. All that and more as CoastTV News Today continues.
Draper Holdings, parent company of WBOC and CoastTV, has an opening for a human resource specialist. Provide HR support for approximately 150 employees in 4 locations. Candidates should have an associate's degree with a background in recruitment, employee relations, and payroll. ADP and SHRM certification and a bachelor's degree are a plus. Join Draper Holdings as our newest human resource specialist with full benefits. Go to drapermediajobs.com to learn more and apply. Draper Holdings is an equal opportunity employer.
here. Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Get ready to soar with the Hawks. Delmarva Sports Network is your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball. From the first whistle to the final buzzer, DSN will take you courtside. Experience the excitement of both the men's and women's teams with every dribble, steal, and three-pointer. To see the schedule or watch the games, go to DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com or download the DSN app. Join us all season long only on the Delmarva Sports Network, your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball.
Coming up on 612 on this clear and cold Monday morning, Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. Starting to see the beginnings of some daylight on the horizon, 35 in Laurel. It's chilly out there, mid to some upper 30s along the coast. And then you add in a northwest breeze around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And those feels like temperatures, it feels like around freezing in a lot of places. 31 in Milford and even pretty cold along the coast as well, as we're looking at clear skies. So we're looking at a nice sunny day, but one last day before the weather turns. Here's our runner cast. If you're headed out, make sure you wear reflective clothing because the sun's coming up later. And all in all, it's going to be a little breezy and cold, but at least clear and dry. Temperatures in the 30s this morning and then warming into close to the mid 40s by noon.
Map out your retirement at the Lewis Public Library. An upcoming seminar aims to help those close to retirement or who have recently retired. Now, one of these is January 23rd from 5 to 6 p.m. The library says the 3-week course touches on everything from budgeting to Social Security. And organizers say registration is preferred, but walk-ins are welcome as space allows. Bay Health claiming it is maintaining patient well-being by issuing a familiar mandate. The healthcare brand is requiring masks for all patients and visitors on all its premises. They're saying there was a recent increase in patients with respiratory illnesses such as the flu and COVID-19. And this policy applies to all Bay Health hospitals, outpatient locations, and company practices.
United Airlines says it will suspend all of its 737 MAX 9 planes due to required inspections. The airline conducting these inspections as required by the Federal Aviation Administration. And this comes, you probably saw this, after an Alaska Airlines flight had to perform an emergency landing after a section of the plane detached. United Airlines says it has 79 of those Boeing 737 models. All right, well, maybe you own a parrot, and if you do, you'll need to find your feathered friends something else to eat, potentially. D&D Commodities Limited is recalling a single lot of its 3D Pet Products premium parrot food. It's a lot of peas. According to the Food and Drug Administration, this recall comes after salmonella was found in a sample test late last year. Now, the affected product was sold in clear, plastic 4-pound jars in 20 states, and retailers are now being contacted. Still ahead this morning, Route 50 repairs causing traffic changes by the district engineer saying the work has to be done.
And then we're looking at a clear, dry start to our Monday. Gutter helmet cam showing, yeah, it looks chilly out there, doesn't it? And dark. But we'll see a lot of sunshine today, but then big changes heading into Tuesday and Wednesday. Back-to-back first alert days for rain and a lot of wind, maybe damaging winds. I'll have the impacts coming up after the break.
Welcome to the Brush Factory. Explore our over 60 local merchants and artists all together under one roof. You just never know what you'll find at the Brush Factory on Kings.
Thank you for thinking of us.
We appreciate your support.
positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Welcome the new season with a deep cleaning by Stanley Steamer. Our certified technicians will renew your carpets, air ducts, upholstery, tile floors, and more, clearing away the dust and debris. We clean using powerful proprietary equipment and family-safe cleaning solutions to leave your space looking and feeling fresh. Call or go online to schedule your professional cleaning with Stanley Steamer today.
It is 6:16 on this Monday morning. We've got a live look for you at Seaford. And Bob, I see you over there. You're tracking. You're working your computer. You're tracking another. We already had one, but now we got another one coming up that's going to bring rain and wind.
Another in a series of storms, Matt. You know, we're getting into this pattern where we're going to be looking at storms every 3 to 4 days, and we're not done with this next one after this one. So one at a time, and this next one will be a big wind and rainmaker, more a wind maker than rainmaker, later Tuesday into Wednesday. That's why it's important to have the CoastTV weather app. Scan that on your phone. It's very important to have as we go through time. A high impact with strong winds. We're looking at heavy rain later Tuesday into Wednesday morning and a very high chance of seeing wind damage. We could see gusts in excess of 50 miles per hour inland and perhaps up to 70 along the coast. Yeah, that's strong. And the thunderstorm threat is low, but not zero. Could get some rumbles of thunder with that storm. But first things first, it's a clear, calm, and cold Monday morning with temperatures in the 30s out the door. So make sure you bundle up. And there's a bit of a northwest breeze as well. So that feels like temperature is as low as 31 in Indian River Inlet and 30s elsewhere. And we are looking at clear skies right now, and it's chilly as we have high pressure in place. But unfortunately, this high will start to slide away with time and allow this big storm that's developing to our west to move to our west, but we'll be in the web of its rain and wind as we go through time. So here's Futurecast this morning. We're in the 30s. We top out in the mid-40s this afternoon. It'll be a beautiful day. And then overnight, we start to increase the clouds. Those clouds thicken up Tuesday morning. Winds start to pick up from the east, and they get pretty breezy out of the east-southeast mid-morning. And here comes the rain. Late morning, probably scattered in nature. Then it gets steady to heavy into the afternoon. The winds start ramping up from the south. Temperatures also climbing mid to upper 50s by tomorrow afternoon. So very mild, but very windy and very rainy as we go through tomorrow evening. Could see some local flooding, coastal impact, some inundation there because we're looking at those very strong winds and still some steady to heavy rain around 10:30. Then it shuts off by about midnight as we're looking at another round of maybe 1.5 to 2 inches of rain with this system, and that's on the heels of the solid inch that we just picked up. So we could see some flooding there. But look at these winds by 7:30 Tuesday evening, 57 miles per hour, Selbyville 57 in Ocean City, 70 in Ocean City perhaps by 10:30 tomorrow night, 72 in Fenwick Island, and very gusty winds elsewhere. So that means wind damage, a good possibility, and anything that's not fastened down certainly could blow away as we're looking at those very strong winds shifting to the west and big swells as well, about 8 to 12 foot waves along our coast and maybe 20-foot waves offshore. They will start to slowly diminish with time. Here's your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. 46 today, and then the back-to-back first alert days Tuesday and Wednesday with rain and wind. We get a break Thursday, and then another system brings more rain on Friday, wind into Saturday, and then cold and dry on Sunday.
Thank you. We are thrilled to announce Coast TV has a brand new Facebook page for the latest in news, exclusive content, and interactive discussions. We make sure to visit and follow our new page. You can head over to facebook.com/CoastTVNBC, or if you have your phone handy, just open up your camera app. I'll wait. Okay, I hope you got it. That was really fast. Go up to your screen, scan that QR code, you'll get connected. And you can stay connected with us all day long.
Yeah, I got that here on my phone page. Yeah. I was quick, too. All right, traffic updates for your daily commute in Ocean City. The Route 50 bridge is the site of some long-term repairs. Two-way traffic currently being held on the west side of the bridge, while that east side, that is closed. Now, some people wish the work was being done during slower parts of the day as opposed to all day long. But the district manager there, Mark Crampton, says they've got to find ways to get the work done.
There's never a good time to do it in the summer season. And so we have to kind of work off season when both vehicles and boat traffic are the least. And so luckily for us, those things that have to be done are not really temperature dependent.
And crews will be working 24 hours a day. The work is expected to be completed by March 2nd.
Coming up next on Coast TV News Today, some potential sale for this historic building in Lewis. We're telling you why it's being sold in the first place. Don't go anywhere.
Delmarva's Rock Station, 93.5, The Beach.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
When you visit the Delmarva Design Center, you'll experience a selection of appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring all together in one showroom. The 10,000 square foot location has a variety of inspiring samples for any project size or budget. Your dedicated product experts and designers collaborate to bring your dream project to life. Come and see what the kitchen industry buzz is all about. Experience the Delmarva Design Center in Selbyville, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva's coast.
Imagine a knife taking this much abuse and didn't need sharpening. Introducing the incredible NutriBlade knives, coated with granite stone non-stick and made of stainless steel, one of the hardest substances on earth. Now everyone can chop, slice, and dice just like a pro. Order right now to get this professional 6-piece set of NutriBlades for just $29.95. We'll even ship them to you free. Get your own NutriBlade knives, the last knives you'll ever buy.
Weather shapes our lives. At Coast TV, our First Alert weather team is always at work, ensuring you have the information you need.
So we're looking forward to begin to make its way towards Fenwick Island pretty quickly here.
Because we know how much weather matters to our coastal community.
Make sure you take cover from these storms.
Our promise is to guide, inform, and protect.
Make sure you are remaining weather aware tomorrow.
Weather coverage that prioritizes you. Coast TV and the First Alert weather team. Your safety, our commitment.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
In case you missed it, this week, this little red building across from the Zwannendale Museum, it's being sold by the Lewis Historical Society. Coast TV's Tori Seagraves shows us why the historic structure is now on the market in the first place.
If you peer through the window of the Zwannendale Museum, you will see another piece of Lewis history. The structure on Savannah Road that more recently was home to Antiques for Sale is now for sale itself. Thomas Greenwood lives in downtown Lewis and hopes to see the building turn into something like a cafe.
So the location is unique for the parades and all things Lewis, so I hope it makes a transformation into something useful.
The sale was prompted by overwhelming maintenance costs, according to the Lewis Historical Society. The building is currently posted online for almost $900,000. Denise Clemens with the Society says the sum will go towards much-needed renovations of the other 12 historic structures, like the Cannonball House and Chip Carpenter Square. They own and educational programs.
We made the very, very difficult decision to put the building up for sale. We did not do that in a vacuum. We went to the Z Club management leadership and said, this is where we're at, and they said, you need to sell the building.
According to Clemens, because the building falls within Lewis's Historic District Ordinance, the outside of the building will have to remain intact, but what happens inside the building will be left up to the buyer. A potential buyer from Lewis did take a second look inside of the building while we were there, but declined to tell Coast TV what their intentions are. Another sign of the future in the historic first town.
Change is happening so fast in Lewis these days. Let's hope that it's all for the better.
The home of the Society's antique shop is on the market. However, when the shop reopens in March, it will have moved to the Thompson General Store here down the street. I'm Tori Seagraves in Lewis, Coast TV News.
And First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey joins us again. We're going to talk about that rain later.
Sounds good
Later.
to me.
Today, we have nice weather to talk about.
Let's enjoy the nice day before we see all that rain and wind coming our way. But with the nice weather, it is a good day to secure those outdoor items or bring them inside. Anything that could blow away in the wind, you want them secured for sure. 45 in Millsboro today with the sunshine. We've got mid-40s up to Harrington and Dover. Eastern Shore mid-40s around Cambridge, Vienna. You can see 47 with the sunshine. And farther to the south, a good-looking day. Chincoteague 47, Snow Hill, the same in Salisbury at 47 with light winds. But we've got the big changes with the next storm that brings rain and wind and maybe damaging winds. We'll have more on that, much more in your forecast coming up in a couple of minutes.
Thank you. Also coming up after the break, the missing part that may have caused the door of an Alaska Airlines plane to be blown off mid-flight has been found. We'll tell you what the National Transportation Safety Board is now saying about this terrifying accident.
Also, as the stopgap funding bill deadlines quickly approach, Congress they reached a spending agreement to avoid a partial government shutdown. Now, what are the next steps in this process?
And Rails to Trails safety improvements. We'll tell you some of the changes that will be discussed at the next Milton Town Council meeting. Coast TV News Today. We'll be right back.
Your favorite moments shouldn't be trapped here or here. Get your photos off your phone and have a Shutterfly designer create your photo book in just 24 hours for free. Order as is or customize it as much as you like. Your memories deserve better. Your memories deserve Shutterfly. Get your photos off your phone and get 40% off everything with code PB40.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, Coast TV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
Get ready to soar with the Hawks. Delmarva Sports Network is your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball. From the first whistle to the final buzzer, DSN will take you courtside. Experience the excitement of both the men's and women's teams with every dribble, steal, and three-pointer. To see the schedule or watch the games, go to delmarvasportsnetwork.com or download the DSN app. Join us all season long only on the Delmarva Sports Network, your exclusive home for UMES Hawks basketball. This is Coast TV News Today.
January 8th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Penson. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
6:29 on this Monday morning. We also the college football national championship game taking place tonight. We have Michigan and Washington, the last two undefeated teams left in the nation.
It's getting crazy. We were just talking what would win in a fight, right? A Wolverine or a Husky?
Right. I think the consensus was the Wolverine because he's ferocious.
Yeah, and Huskies can be like cute little gentle babies.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Washington tonight, though.
Okay. Oh, okay. Are they the Huskies?
Yes.
I don't know which mascot goes with which team. I just know who's there.
You just know Nittany Lions, Penn State,
and
Turtles,
the Terps. Exactly.
Maryland.
Let's send it over to Bob. Bob said a Wolverine would win, right, Bob?
Yeah, they're vicious little guys. I mean, they're smaller than huskies, but they're vicious. They're like, honey badgers. They don't care. They'll just start tearing things up. Anyway, temperature-wise, we go from National Geographic to the weather. We're looking at mid-30s out there right now, upper 30s along the coast, 36 in Georgetown, Delmar 34. It's a chilly start out there, and we've got a bit of a northwest breeze as well. Those feels like temperatures 31 in Milford, 32 in Georgetown. So you want to bundle up out the door as we've got clear skies. We've got high pressure in place. So one more day of seeing the quiet weather before this storm tracks to our west and brings a lot of rain and wind for us. But today it's just chilly this morning, 30s and then mid 40s by noon, around 45 in Delmar and Millsboro, Bethany Beach, 43 for you, and around 46 for Millsboro and Georgetown later on, and pretty chilly into this evening. Don't need the rain gear today, but keep it handy for tomorrow. Need the winter coat, hat, and gloves. Ice scraper, I'll say no, but maybe a few frosty spots. We'll see. Warm beverage for sure. Make sure you have the shades too.
All right, Bob, thank you. I'll put the ice scraper away. Well, a new Castle County woman now facing felony charges. This comes after scamming an elderly couple who helped her after they met at church. Police say that Jacqueline Thompson met an elderly Seaford couple at church, and then according to police, originally the couple let Thompson and her children stay with them, and then they paid for hotel rooms as the family was homeless. The couple even let Thompson drive their car, but police say just last week, Thompson then refused to give the car back. What's more, the 81-year-old Seaford man saying he then realized Thompson stole and pawned off his grandmother's antique silverware.
Just a shameful story there. All right, well, important tax dates coming up in Delaware. The Division of Revenue starts processing 2023 individual income tax returns on January 23rd. Expect refunds from February 15th due to fraud prevention measures. State is reminding to file electronically. That's the recommendation for quicker processing, and this year's deadline is April 30th. By law, Delaware employees should receive their 2023 W-2 employment forms by January 31st, and for those who haven't received them by that date, they should contact their employer.
Improving rail trail crossings at Federal Street in Milton. That's what's being discussed at the next Milton Town Council meeting. According to the agenda, the town will discuss and possibly vote on recommendations from the Streets and Sidewalks Committee. And according to the committee, recommendations were offered to address and improve safety for pedestrians and bikers. Some of these include reducing the crossing distance for trail users and reducing drivers' speed through visual lane narrowings. This meeting set for tonight at 6:30.
Today, officials in Lewis taking steps to improve its environment on the table at the meeting of the Environmental Committee. Regulations including wetland buffers. These are aimed at keeping construction away from marshes and rivers. Also on tap, dark sky regulations. This aims to reduce light pollution. Meeting is set for 1 p.m.
Happening today in Rehoboth Beach, the city set to hold a discussion on a possible agreement with U.S. Wind. According to the agenda, there is the possibility the city could sign onto a community benefits agreement with U.S. Wind, Inc. This would be through a stream of annual payments over 20 years, and it would be worth $2 million. It could also lead to the use of Delaware's shore to connect to the power grid.
Can see it here earlier today, a rocket launch from Cape Canaveral in Florida carrying the first U.S. lunar lander in decades. It's now on its way to the moon and is planning to touch down on February 23rd. It's loaded with equipment that will gather data for future moon missions, but it's also carrying mementos from other countries, including photographs, novels, and also a piece of Mount Everest. It's expected to become the first commercial mission to land on the moon. It's part of NASA's collaboration with private space companies. Congressional leaders have reached a top-line spending agreement. This as the deadline confirmed in the stopgap funding bill signed in November. It's quickly approaching. The agreement could help avoid a partial government shutdown later this month. It also establishes an overall spending level of over $1.5 trillion in fiscal year 2024. Now, Congress, they'll still need to allocate the money, write the bills, and pass them before the January 19th deadline.
A really terrifying story here. Babies were in laps while on board an Alaska Airlines plane that lost a door plug mid-flight Friday. And that's just one of the details the National Transportation Safety Board is releasing. The agency says this accident shows infants need their own seats to be safe. Amy Kiley shows us the scary accident and how the NTSB now calling out the FAA.
This wasn't even the emergency.
The National Transportation Safety Board is calling for change after a 737 MAX 9 lost a door plug while in the air Friday. Chair Jennifer Homendy says its cockpit voice recorder is blank. Regulators let them automatically rewrite after 2 hours. Homendy says that makes it harder to learn from accidents.
I'm calling on the FAA to change the rulemaking.
Homendy also says the flight had 3 babies seated in passengers' laps. They didn't have their own seats with safety belts amid pressure so strong it ripped off headrests.
We would urge passengers to put their children under 2 in their own seat in a FAA-approved car seat.
She adds that investigators have found that door plug that flew off.
They do need this panel to see if there are any flaws in the material.
Meanwhile, Boeing is set to hold a company-wide safety meeting tomorrow. A string of issues in recent years has some experts questioning the 737 MAX series.
As you get newer and newer planes, you usually have more and more safety.
If this truly is a failure that they tie back to Boeing, Boeing's going to have some real issues and some big questions to answer for sure.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Yeah, thankfully that could have been much worse,
Yes.
and it wasn't. We still got more to get to in this final half hour of Coast TV News Today. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, the history of South Rehoboth. We're telling you about the changes to 2 streets, and you can learn about at an upcoming lecture.
Also, the collapse continues. Bad day for the Birds. It sets up a playoff game against the Buccaneers.
And Delaware Ag Week kicks off today. We're telling you what some farmers can expect from the week-long event at the State Fairgrounds. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Get your photos off your phone and have a Shutterfly designer create your photo book in just 24 hours for free. Get your photos off your phone and get 40% off everything with code PB40.
Your wallet is always in danger. Criminals can hack your information without you even knowing. Introducing Slim Mint, an ultra-thin RFID blocking wallet that keeps your cards and cash protected. Slim Mint uses the latest RFID blocking technology to prevent thieves from stealing your info. It's ergonomically designed to optimize space and keep your belongings organized. With the auto-locking Slim Mint, your cards and money stay securely in place. It has a built-in cash clip and a flexible outer band to fit your additional cards and cash. Call or click now and get Slim Mint for just $29.99. Order in the next 5 minutes and you'll get an instant $10 discount. So it's only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get Slim Mint at this low price. There's a strict limit of 3 Slim Mint wallets while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-613-4296. Call or visit slimmintwallet.com. So call 1-800-613-4296 now.
The Polar Bear Plunge to benefit Special Olympics Delaware has become one of the first state's coldest but most popular traditions. This year there are 2 great options to plunge. You can plunge in person in Rehoboth Beach on Sunday, February 4th, or you can create your own unique plunge virtually whenever, wherever, and however cold or not you want it to be. It's not important how you plunge, it's important that you plunge and why you plunge to support thousands of Special Olympics athletes. Visit plungede.org to register.
Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road.
1039 and 1063. We're local, we're Coast Country, and we're Delmarva proud.
6:38 on this chilly Monday morning. Starting to see some daylight on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera. 34 in Laurel. It's going to be a beautiful day, but just a chilly start. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s right now, and there's a bit of a breeze, around 5 to 10 miles per hour. So that knocks the feels like temperature down to as low as 30 in Indian River Inlet, 32 in Georgetown, and 30s elsewhere. So make sure you bundle up out the door. As we're looking at clear skies, we've got high pressure and one more nice day. Here's your boardwalk forecast. We're looking at temperatures in the mid-30s this morning. A bit of a northwest breeze, so stay in the sun and out of the wind on the boardwalk, and mid-40s by later this morning with lots of sunshine.
The Dorchester County Sheriff's Office is mourning the loss of Deputy Matthew Medley. The sheriff says his passing was untimely, and Medley was known for his compassion. While his cause of death is not revealed, many neighboring departments have shared condolences online and shared a helpline for officers who are struggling.
Today in Salisbury, the Department of Field Operations will be collecting Christmas trees curbside. Just remember, trees should be unbagged and free of any decorations for composting. Please do not use trash or recycle bins for disposal. This initiative is part of the city's commitment to a cleaner, more sustainable Salisbury. Today kicks off Delaware Ag Week at the State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Delaware Department of Agriculture hosting events today through Thursday. Attendees can explore the latest in agronomy, fruits and animal science, and earn valuable pest and nutrient management credits for both Delaware and Maryland.
Final week of the NFL regular season and heading into Sunday's game against the Giants. Still up for grab for the Eagles, the division title, and with that, a home playoff game in the wild card round. So we go to the New Jersey Meadowlands. The Giants, they're home, second quarter, they're up 3-0. Let's make that 10-0. Saquon Barkley, Paige's favorite running back, I hear, finds the house from 2 yards out. Just minutes later, it's Barkley again. Paige, 17-0 Big Blue, and the rout of the Birds is on. Just before the half, the Giants, they end all doubt in this game. Tyrod Taylor, yes, that Tyrod Taylor burns the Birds defense with this pass to Darius Slayton. 27-10, the Giants all over the Eagles. A season that started 10-1, it's now 11-6. There's a chance for redemption next week in the playoffs, but I'm not sure about the excitement level for this one with Eagle fans, but there is a playoff game 1 week from tonight, Monday Night Football. It'll be at Tampa Bay. It's a rematch of the 2021 playoff game. That's where Tom Brady got a win over the Eagles in Nick Sirianni's first season. It is the Eagles' third straight playoff appearance. Sirianni has guided the team to the postseason in his first 3 seasons in Philly, so there's something there. And he has a 2-2 record in the playoffs, including last year's loss in the Super Bowl. Here's a bit of a surprise, considering the way the Eagles have played the last 2 months. They open as a 2.5-point favorite. All right, let's go to PG County, Maryland. Cowboys putting the wraps on a division title against Washington. First quarter, Washington may make Dallas sweat just a little bit here. Brandon Aubrey's field goal blocked, and there's Jace Whitaker scooping. The race is on. This would lead to a Washington touchdown, and it would tie the game at 7. Maybe they really didn't have to sweat. Just before the half, Dak Prescott hit C.D. Lamb for a touchdown. All Big D. 38-10 is the final in this game. Plenty of changes expected in the offseason for Washington. The Ron Rivera watch, it is officially on. This does bring us to our CoastTV poll. You want to know, between the Ravens and the Eagles, who do you think is the better team? And the Ravens, of course they're the better team. They're the number 1 seed. They have the best record in the NFL. They have a bye. They got 78% of our vote. 22% are still saying fly, Eagles, fly. And if you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at coasttv.com or the mobile app. And we will show you the updated results later on today.
Hey there, Delmarva. Here's a look at what's happening Monday at 4 o'clock on Coast Life.
Chances are you've already started making some goals for 2024. We're going to be chatting with BB Healthcare to talk about how you can make and maintain those goals for the new year.
That's right. And we've been talking all holiday season about the Bless Our Children campaign. You guys have done such an incredible job helping us raise money. We have Coast TV's Madeline Oberturf coming in to talk about how much we raised and how successful it was.
And whether you're buying a house or selling a house, we are going to introduce you to this month's or last month's top producer with the Parker Group.
All of that and some more happening Monday at 4 o'clock right here on Coast Life.
Looking forward to that, and beautiful start to our Monday. Wow, looking gorgeous on our Boardwalk Plaza camera as the sun's up in about 35 minutes, 38 in Rehoboth Beach. It will be a cold day, a sunny day, and then back-to-back first alert weather days, Tuesday and Wednesday for rain and maybe damaging winds. I'll detail the impacts coming up.
Start the new year off generously by giving to those in need on Delmarva. Coast Country and Spicer Brothers is hosting our winter clothing drive on Saturday, January 27th from the North Salisbury Wawa parking lot. Stop by from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to donate new or gently used coats, blankets, or any warm clothing for those who need it most this winter. Join us on January 27th and make a difference in 2024. Coast Country Cares, brought to you by Spicer Brothers.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared, brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
Watch the Salisbury Stakes, Maryland's new minor league soccer team, exclusively on the Delmarva Sports Network. From every shot to every goal, the Salisbury Stakes on DSN. Local teams, big dreams.
93.5 The Beach. Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
Take the DSN app with you wherever you go and never miss a game from your favorite local team. Whether you're on the road, stuck at the office, or out with friends and family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live, so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV, download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
It is 6:45 on this very chilly Monday morning. And Bob, we've been talking all day about how great today is going to be, a great January day. But you have some bad news for us. Tomorrow, Wednesday, it really just looks like a mess.
It really does. You know, this is the proverbial calm before the storm, Paige. And, you know, it's cliche, but, you know, it's a good day to really prepare for the rain and wind that's coming, especially that wind, which could be ferocious. So make sure those outdoor items are pulled in, and make sure you scan the QR code in the lower left part of your screen. That will get you to the CoastTV weather app. I think it's there somewhere. And that will get you to the CoastTV weather app. It's important to have as we go through time. There it is. As we track this storm. Now, we do have watches in effect. It's a first alert day, Tuesday into Wednesday. High wind, flood, and coastal flood watches as of now, and we'll be adding more to that as we go through time. And as far as the damaging winds, we could see gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour, possibly. And coastal issues, I think we'll see inundation along the coast, and some of it could be severe with flooding and beach erosion. Right now, it's quiet and cold with temperatures into the mid-30s, and we've got a northwest breeze around, say, 5 to 10 miles per hour. So those feels like temperatures are into the low 30s in Milford, 32 in Georgetown, and 30 in Indian River Inlet. So we've got clear skies right now. We've got high pressure back to our west, so that will be keeping us nice and quiet today. But here is the storm we're watching, this strong area of low pressure coming out of the Rockies. This will be tracking to our west, but it has a lot of energy with it and a lot of wind too, and rain as well. Here is Futurecast this morning. Temperatures in the 30s and mid-40s by 12:30. I think that's where we're topping out in the mid-40s this afternoon. Clouds increase. They thicken into the morning hours. Winds start picking up, and here comes the rain late morning. It starts getting steady to heavy into the afternoon. You see how the arrow colors change from red to purple into the afternoon. The winds get very strong from the south. Temperatures rise into the 50s, and we'll see that heavy rain as well, maybe some local flooding, but more importantly, very, very strong winds as we go into the evening. So it's going to be pretty much a power washing courtesy of Mother Nature. Very heavy rain, very strong winds. And then that ends very early Tuesday morning. So we could be adding another 1.5 to 2 inches of rain to the rain gauge. Remember, we just picked up an inch of rain, and we're looking at these very strong winds. Look at this, at least 40 miles per hour, a lot of places by 3:30, up to 50 in Berlin. And they continue to rise, low to mid 50s, 64 miles per hour by 10:30 in Selbyville, 72 in Fenwick Island, very strong winds, Ocean City up to 70. So with these kind of winds, that will do some damage, and it will start to really cause problems with any outdoor furniture or outdoor items as those winds are gusty and they shift to the southwest on Wednesday. As far as the waves go, they're going to be high, maybe on the order of about 8 to 12 feet along the coast with coastal inundation there, and maybe up to 20-foot waves offshore, but they will start to calm down with time as we see one storm system moving through, and then the second one moves through this upcoming weekend, promising, guess what, more rain and wind Friday into Saturday. So a very stormy pattern, your Paul Davis 7-day forecast. Dry today, and then the back-to-back first alert days for rain and wind Tuesday and Wednesday, sunshine Thursday, and then another system brings rain and wind Friday into Saturday. At least temperatures are warmer through the period into the 50s, but then back into the 40s by next Sunday.
Hey, Bob, you mentioned it earlier. For more updates, make sure to pull out your phones, and you can scan the QR code that's right on your screen. You can get the First Alert Weather app. You can download the app for free to get all the weather updates you need.
If you drive from Rehoboth Beach to Dewey Beach, you may realize how 1st Street becomes King Charles Avenue, 2nd Street becomes Bayard Avenue. A local historian is prepared to delve into the history of the south side of Rehoboth Beach at an upcoming lecture. This presentation also includes the Rehoboth Beach Country Club. It takes place at the Boardwalk Plaza Hotel from 7:15 until 8:30 p.m. January 11th, and registration is now open. Those tickets are $25, and that money goes towards the Railroad-era Rehoboth Avenue diorama.
It's a move that's sure to please dog lovers. Dewey Beach Town Council has expanded beach access for dogs. Previously limited to specific times, dogs can now enjoy the beach all day from the Sunday following Labor Day weekend right up until the Friday of Memorial Day weekend. This change effectively extends the beach season for our furry friends and their owners, offering a few more weeks to bask in the sun and surf in ideal weather conditions.
The Indian River School District announced early dismissal for students later this week. The school district posted on its Facebook page saying that students will be dismissed 2 hours early on Friday, January 12th. The school district saying that this is due to a professional learning day for the staff. IRSD also says there will be no afternoon preschool on this day. It's now 6:50. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day, brought to you by Maggie's Pet Boutique.
Look at that guy, Paige. Today's coastal pet, one very familiar to this segment. Benny is celebrating his Gotcha Day. Yesterday, it made 4 years since Benny was brought home by Tammy, who lives in Seaford. And here's some throwback pictures of the adorable dog and a picture of him dressed for the celebration. Benny has a very nice suit right there.
He is so handsome. We love seeing him on CoastTV News Today. We want to keep seeing your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes your pet so special.
Email us. We have the information on your screen right there. That's where you can send the emails. And now watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all of the pets we feature. We'll be right back.
Positive, focused,
supportive, and goal-oriented. These are just a few qualities of coaches who inspire their athletes.
Each month, the Preston Automotive Group will select a coach who makes a difference and make a $500 donation to their organization. Then at the end of the year, 3 of these coaches will receive an extra donation to their program.
Nominate your coach today at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
Delmarva Sports Network Coach Who Makes a Difference. Brought to you by Preston Automotive Group.
Intruders are more likely to target homes with dark zones. Take the bullseye off your house and turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a high-tech security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. During the day, it's disguised as a high-tech security camera. It's completely wireless and installs in just seconds. Powered by solar panels, no batteries needed. It adjusts a full 360 degrees. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. But wait, we can also include a second one. Just pay a separate fee. Plus, we'll give you free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. So call 1-800-316-1548 or go to buybionic360.com.
Take the DSN app with you wherever you go and never miss a game from your favorite local team. Whether you're on the road, stuck at the office, or out with friends and family, the DSN app notifies you when your team is on live, so you can watch the game as it happens or watch videos on demand. Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV, download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
Get your year of more in 2024 with Tamron Hall.
And on the next Tamron Hall, everyone looking for more love knows the game is always changing. This matchmaking reality star coined the term date 'em till you hate 'em, saying it's better to stick with one person and wait for the spark to grow. And she's the Atlantic writer who investigates through science how love really works. We get into it on the next Tamron Hall.
Monday at 3 on CoastTV.
It's 6:54. It's time now for some things you need to know before you go. We have more details on the Alaska Airlines plane, which door blew off in the middle of a flight. The missing part of that door has been found. It was actually found in an Oregon teacher's backyard Sunday night. Authorities say that the piece could be key to the investigation into what caused it to detach from the plane mid-flight. During a press conference, National Transportation Safety Board chair said that some factors were complicating the investigation. The plane's cockpit voice recorder was inadvertently taped over at the time of the incident.
Congressional leaders have reached a top-line spending agreement. This is the deadlines confirmed in the stopgap funding bill signed in November are quickly approaching. This agreement could help avoid a partial government shutdown later this month. It also establishes an overall spending level of over $1.5 trillion in fiscal year 2024.
Bay Health ramping up its efforts to maintain patient well-being by issuing a familiar mandate. The healthcare brand now requiring masks for patients and visitors on all of its premises after a recent increase in patients with respiratory illnesses such as the flu and COVID-19. This policy applies to all Bay Health Hospital outpatient locations and company practices.
Route 50 Bridge in Ocean City is the site of long-term repairs and two-way traffic currently taking place on the west side of the bridge while the east side is closed. Crews are working 24 hours a day and work is expected to be complete by March the 2nd.
All right, this is pretty interesting. The true colors of Uranus and Neptune may be more similar than we previously thought.
Right. A team at the University of Oxford used two different telescopes, including the Hubble, to capture new data.
Yeah, the corrected images show that Neptune and Uranus have a similar greenish-blue hue. Over 30 years ago, NASA's Voyager 2 mission flew by in Uranus and Neptune and captured the first close-up images.
Yeah, at the time, Uranus appeared to be a pale cyan?
I think it's cyan.
Yeah, thanks, Paige. Color, while Neptune was depicted as striking deep blue, Neptune's images were stretched and enhanced and made too artificially blue.
I always thought that. It looked a little too blue to be natural, but scientists,
You're right,
you
yeah.
know what I mean? Scientists were aware of the artificial enhancement at the time, but over time, this distinction was kind of just forgotten. Very interesting there. Not that I have plans on seeing those planets in person anytime soon.
I don't either. I think they're very cold.
Love space. I'm staying away from it, though. 6:56 now, though. Let's take a look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Yeah, we got one final check with First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey on a very nice January day shaping up here.
It is a beautiful start to our day. And, we've been talking about, too, it's the calm before the storm, and that's what we have today. So now's the time to really prepare for the wind and rain coming. Make sure those outdoor items are inside and secured. 30s this morning, maybe scraping a little frost and sunshine this afternoon. Temperatures into the mid-40s. Big warm-up into Tuesday. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, 58. But with the warmth comes the rain and the wind, and that wind will be ferocious, maybe gusting over 60 miles per hour at times into tomorrow evening. A very good chance of wind damage. That wind continues into Wednesday. We get a break Thursday, another storm Friday and Saturday. And by the end of the period, maybe some snow in the forecast a week from Tuesday and Wednesday. Wow, what a pattern.
All right, I'll take snow, Bob. Not too bad. Thank you. And thank you for joining us here on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV midday at 11. Stick around.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, you can download our Coast TV News and Weather apps page. I think I would go for snow, too. Snow versus rain.
That's good. Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, have a great Monday, everybody.